Yes, peeps. We're back in the building. As always, guys, do the thing down at the bottom, smash a like, share, and subscribe. All right. So we're gonna go through my potential Liverpool 11 for next season. And of course, I've added in Alexander Isak. He's the only one from everything we've signed so far. So using the players that we've currently got, plus adding Alexander Isak, here is my potential 11 for Liverpool next season. So you guys can see here. So apologies, it probably looks like it's all over the gaff and all of that kind of stuff. Let's even move this over here, and then yeah, we're good to go, man. We're good to go. So obviously in goal we've got Allison. Pretty self-explanatory. I know Mamadash has obviously come in, but I don't think yet he's gonna be starting off. And I'm good with Ali. I think Ali is the best keeper in the world at this current moment in time. So yeah, I think keep that one there. No problems with me. The defense, I think keep the two centre backs, of course, Van Dijk, Kanate, left back Kirkes. I think that's self-explanatory. I know some people have gone with Connor Bradley in at right back, but me personally, I would prefer to have in Jeremy Frimpong. I think having him and Kirkes on both sides, I think it would really work wonders for how I would like the team, to be able to play next season. But let's move to the midfield because that's usually like the most important area of the park. Now, obviously, we know with Gravenberg suspended or whatever, but that wasn't really in my thinking. This was just more an 11 I would like to see, and how that would kind of work moving forward. Obviously, midfield I've got in there Sabozalai, Alexis McAllister, and Curtis Jones. Now, anybody who knows me, you've heard me talk on Enza's stream, been on other streams before, and I've spoken about what I feel Liverpool need heading into the season. And I think one area of the pitch that I think gets neglected, fan base, and maybe even the board and on a slot, because we have so many players in this position, is the midfield. Now, I'm not talking specifically about a DM. Everyone, I know people have messaged me and big up to yourselves. I know you messaged me and like, yo, what DM? I don't need a DM. I just need a midfielder. It doesn't need to be a DM. In fact, if he doesn't play DM, it's not going to bother me. Do you know what I mean? That's not it's not really a prerequisite that I'm even thinking about. If I'm being totally honest with you, I just need a midfielder. Just need someone who's comfortable in the midfield to be able to play the way that I would like Liverpool to play moving forward. So I've gone with Curtis Jones because I feel that he's the closest one that we've got. Again, I've not added in, I didn't really want to add in a random name and stuff because we haven't really been linked to any midfielders for this summer. So I've just kept it with the players that we do have. And I think, yeah, for me, Gravenberg has to drop out. I don't really have a use for him. I think brilliant squad player, absolutely brilliant to have, but he doesn't work in my first team, to be honest with you. I just don't feel like I need that type of profile, within that. But I feel the three midfielders that you guys can see, Zabozalai, Curtis Jones, and McAllister, I feel like you need all three of those kind of profiles, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But again, I'm not the manager, so we'd have to see what Arne Slot, of course, wants to do moving forward. Up front, I've gone with obviously Alexander Isak. I've added in Salah, of course, and then I've gone with Florian Wirtz out there on that left-hand side. But as you can see, he's kind of tucked in to that kind of, it's like a floater position, to be honest with you. If it makes people feel better, it's like if you want to say he can be out here, can come in there. Sometimes Alexander Isak might drop out wide. You might even have Florian Wirtz through the middle with Alexander Isak there. I've got no real problems with that. Obviously, he'll drop in there, and then Alexander Isak, of course, will play, through that middle. But yeah, that's kind of the way that I've looked at the team. And I've said, I know straight away people have said, "Oh, Florian Wirtz, how can he? We bought him to be number 10." Again, I don't mind if we played. If I was comfortable with the midfield, I don't mind Florian Wirtz playing there. If Liverpool sign a midfielder, if we sign one, put Florian Wirtz back in midfield, back in the number 10. No problem with that. For me, I don't really want to see him there because he's a player that wants to get involved. If you watched the Nations League game against, is it France or was it Portugal? I can't remember which team it was that Germany played and they lost. But when I watched that game, Florian Wirtz, you could see, and I've watched him before, but if we're just talking just currently in the last 3, 4 months or whatever, when you watched him, wants to pick up the ball from this guy, from that guy, wants to be involved here, there, and everywhere. He wants to drop deep and do this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, if you've got trust in your midfield, that's not then a problem. It's not like Liverpool's midfield is bad. It's just for the job that I feel you probably want a Florian Wirtz to do, I would just much prefer if you had Florian Wirtz, who could just drift everywhere. When I'm looking at these positions, by the way, outside of Mohamed Salah and the two centre backs and obviously the goalkeeper, every other position is fluid for me in terms of the way I would want to see the team play. So what I mean by that is sometimes I want to see this. I want to see Frimpong there. I want to see Kirkes over here. Whoever's the DM or the closest one there, put him there. He might drop into that position every now and again. It could be Szoboszlai, it could be McAllister. It doesn't really matter. And then you've got these. I guess it will really be just the two who just rotate between themselves every now and again. Mohamed Salah is going to be Mohamed Salah. He's not going to go to that left hand side, but you never know. He might potentially, come in, verts, go out wide, whatever. I need fluidity outside of those 1, 2, 3, maybe Salah if you want to include him in there. So there's 4 positions in an 11-man team where I look at and I say, yep, those 4. I don't really care if they stay in their positions. I need the others to be able to move every now and again. I feel like this is a team that could provide defensive stability, especially in transitions. I'm just watching Liverpool again preseason. I know it's preseason, but it's the same theme as last season, which is you just look like as soon as one ball goes over the top, your whole team is absolutely fucked. Like we're just in 6s and 7s. Don't like it whatsoever. Now, how you combat that, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I think it's more a stylistic thing. I think in terms of the way that Liverpool play, very slow, very lethargic. Doesn't really get popping unless we start playing in transition. In settled play, Liverpool are like it's just very slow. Nothing's really happening. No one's really moving. I need fluidity. I need Jones to rotate with Szoboszlai. I need Szoboszlai to rotate every now and again. With a McAllister, I need I need Frimpong to sometimes bomb forward. I need it sometimes to just maybe sit just before the halfway line. I need Florian Wirtz to be able to rotate around. I need him to be able to flow. Sometimes I might want to see this almost like a diamond, in terms of you've got these 4 here. So Jones, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz at the tip there, pause. And then you've got Isak and then Mohamed Salah potentially there. And then the width is being provided by Frimpong and Kirkes. Sometimes I don't need the width provided by Frimpong and Kirkes. Guess what? Florian Wirtz provide that bloody width, mate. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're there for. You can provide that for us. And then you've got the runs from a McAllister from deep, from Szoboszlai, from deep players who I think would be really good in those kind of areas and in those positions. But also, it's not then leaving us bare and open where you're like, fucking it, man. Like, all it takes is one ball goes into the in between here, and then Liverpool just fucked. We've got no one. Because what usually happens is, I don't know why, it's like you got this, weirdly enough, ball goes over. Let's even push maybe just maybe like there. Ball goes over, like let's say behind here, like Curtis Jones or just about to go behind Curtis Jones. But I've just got these two. And then you got the left back bombing, obviously trying to get back. You got this guy, trying to get back as well. This guy got to do. Bro, I just feel like it's just always open. Like I just need a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Like someone who can obviously just drop in every like. That's all I needed to do. And then you've got these two here anyways. Even if they do bomb forward and do whatever it is they're doing, at least I'm a bit more comfortable with 3 at the back than 2 at the back. I know we like to trust Virgil and Konate because they're very good 1v1 defenders, quick, strong, athletic, so they can obviously deal with it at times. But sometimes I'm just like, bloody hell, man, like how much longer can they, withstand all of this? Do you know what I mean? Like, are they going to be able to continuously keep doing this? Do you know what I mean? Like I said, you can put Conor Bradley there if you want. Like, I'm not really like that. That wasn't really the position I really cared about. Like, it didn't really bother me, so to speak. But I just need a bit more fluidity within the team. I know people are going to be like, oh my God, like I said before, Florian Wirtz, he's left wing. What is he doing? Again, he's going to have the free role. Again, I know I keep talking about PSG. I know I keep talking about Barcelona. Look at their team. Outside of Lamine Yamal, uh, trying to think actually who else. Lamine Yamal, maybe Kunde, maybe that right hand side who are quite, they stay in their positions. Everybody else, Rafinha is like, this guy is the left winger, but some more time I'm watching, he's here. He's he's alongside the other number 10, randomly. Like it's just fluid. Do you know what I mean? And I just think that just more comes from the style of play of those kind of teams in terms of what they're trying to do moving forward, in terms of keeping possession, but also understanding when we need to up the pace, we can up that pace. Liverpool, I still think, are trying to find that balance. And I'm not saying that it happens at times, but overall, Liverpool haven't got that balance yet. We don't know how to play slow and then quick it up in an instant. We can't do that just yet. What we're good at is You either play slow or you play fast. There's no medium with Liverpool. PSG, Barcelona, best teams in the world at doing that at this current moment in time. Play slow, but know when to just instant. Manchester City of old before last season, bang, they know how to do that. Arsenal know how to do that. These teams can do that. At the moment, Liverpool struggle with that. So I find that when it comes to Liverpool, it's always like everything just seems to be hard work because it's like you haven't really got that game intelligence. I'm really seeing from the other top teams. I'm not really seeing that at the moment. But you've got the players though. That's the bit that confuses me. I look at that team and take in or out whatever players you want. Add an Ekatike, add a Gravenberg, add a Bradley. I still think it's a good team. So in my head, I'm like, but why are you guys not able to do that? Do you know what I mean? Like it just always seems like it's just one. We're doing one thing at a time. We can't do two things at the same time. I don't know. It's very, very weird from Liverpool. I feel that Arne Slot wants to do that, and this is just me guessing, and this is more from little bits I see of Liverpool at times and how critical he can be in certain games when certain things don't happen. I'm like, okay, I'm getting it now. I understand why you be mad at that. In my head, I'm thinking, you've asked the team to do that. But when he comes out at the end of some of the games, he's like, yeah, no, I didn't ask for that. Obviously, he's not said that in those words, but it's when he's talking about it and he's critical about certain things that I don't always, I never really saw before. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Where I'm like, oh, okay, I saw it, but I didn't think that that was something you'd moan about because I thought that's what you wanted the team to do. Okay, now I know you don't even want the team to do that. So clearly, it's just the players themselves. Then they're doing something different to maybe what you're asking them to actually do, kind of thing. So yeah, I think the key word for me is fluidity. I think that is the most important thing for Liverpool heading into next season. Can you be a fluid team? Can you be that for next season? Then I don't think it really matters formations, this and this, that, and the third kind of thing. But when I'm just looking at it on the face of it, like I said, that's just the team that I would go with. I'm not saying this is the right team. I ain't saying it's the wrong team. This is just the team that I would like to see. It combines everything I like in my team, my footballers. Then it's then down to the manager in terms of getting that style of play. I really want to see that style of play. I want to see a midfield that can actually rotate and they can rotate with intelligence. I feel like we've rotated before, but without the intelligence part. we can do the rotation, just not really intelligently. You know what I mean? Like who's the DM for PSG? No one could really tell me. If you go check the heat maps, it might show you Vitinha, it might show you Joao Neves. Could even be, potentially a Fabian Ruiz, Pedri, De Jong. Yeah, you know what I mean? These guys are not playing in conventional positions. And I feel like as a fan base, we get so hung up on I need a DM who can do. No, I don't need a DM. I just need a footballer in there. You get a footballer playing in this team. I feel like the team can kind of cook because you've already got a player like Florian Wirtz in the forward areas who can make things happen now. You know what I mean? He can feed a Salah or an Isak. I feel like he can do that. But at the moment, we don't necessarily have that. So that's where I then come and I'm always thinking like, okay, but how can we change this? How can we change that? Blah, 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 and etc. etc. But listen, obviously it's one of those things, isn't it? Like we just have to kind of like wait and see as to what an Arne Slot wants to do, how he wants the team to play. I'm hoping he's got the team playing differently than what I've been watching and the highlights that I've seen because I'm not really impressed. So to speak, I really thought that getting some of these new players, we would change the way that we play. I haven't really seen that, but I'm not going to judge him just yet. We'll wait and see, and then we'll see what happens come the season beginning. But let me know your thoughts. I really want you guys to let me know what is the type of team that you want to see from Liverpool in terms of just the players that we've got. Add in Alexander Isak. Take him out if you want, if it makes it easier. Put Ekatike or whoever you want actually up front. Let me see what your kind of 11 looks like. And then we can, I feel like once we all start comparing our teams and stuff, I feel like we'll all come to a general consensus of we need this in the team because you'll all just kind of see it. And I feel like that position will be midfield. I promise you. I think it will be the midfield. I feel like every other position is calm. It's just that one position. Again, put Gakpo in if you want. Rio, I don't really care. But I'm just saying, I feel like in general, I feel like the midfield is the area that we look at and think it needs to be upgraded. But in what way? What type of player? What type of profile? You guys already know the profile I want. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, people. And I'll catch you guys real, real soon. Peace.